Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafide, and welcome to the Health, Home, and Lifestyle edition of KUAM News Extra. I'm Isa Baza, so glad you could join us. Coming up in tonight's show, we get some workout tips from coaches at the Paradise Fitness Center and hear from a participant from the Core 4 program on their fitness journey. But first, here's this week's Health Check report with nurse Jen Artero.
Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Hafide, I'm Nurse Jen, and you're watching Health Check. Eczema is a huge problem here on Guam, with the prevalence of 18 to 30% of children and adults being affected. Eczema is an inflammatory skin condition and can be accompanied by asthma or hay fever. The exact cause of this disorder is unknown, but doctors agree it's most likely a combination of abnormal skin integrity or a dysregulated immune system. Symptoms include skin rashes, itchiness, pain, and occasionally skin breakdown. Good news to all the mommies and daddies. An alternative treatment known as wet wrap therapy may effectively help your child heal areas of eczema. According to Dr. Noreen Nicole, and published in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology, the therapy calls for the eczema patient to soak in a warm bath for about 10 to 20 minutes. Afterwards, the patient will only pat the skin dry and apply a moisturizer or topical prescribed medication to the inflamed eczema skin area. Once that is finished, the patient will immediately wrap a wet washcloth or a towel to trap the moisturizer or topical medication deeply into the affected eczema site area. After approximately 1 to 2 hours, the wet wrap is removed, and theoretically the eczema flare-up will have decreased. This works. I've tried it on 3 of my affected nieces who all report a decrease. Research results cite that the wet wraps acts as a skin barrier and assists with recovery at a faster rate. I'm Nurse Jen, reminding you, don't wreck yourself, health check yourself. Tune in next week for Health Check on KUAM News Extra with me, Nurse Jen. I can easily be reached via email at nursejen@kuam.com.
Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Thanks, Nurse Jen. Stay tuned. We'll have some workout tips from coaches at the Paradise Fitness Center after the break.
Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafide, and welcome back to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. I'm here at Paradise Fitness Center with Core 4 coach Des and Victoria. And so we just finished a killer class here. It was like World War II, everyone was just dying. But you know, it was a really definitely more intense workout than we're used to. And so we're in the Core 4 program, which is a 4-week fitness program at Paradise Fitness Center. We've been featuring it for a few weeks now. So Victoria, we've been together since Core 6. And so that was the initial foundational class, which kind of just taught us all the basics, and it's for people of all fitness levels. So tell us, you know, what made you decide to get involved in Core 6?
Originally, from like a younger age, I was competitively dancing, and then once I graduated from high school, I kind of like stepped away from dancing and wasn't really working out as much. And then my cousin Des was like, you should try out my workout program. And I was like, I'll think about it. And then finally she convinced me. So yeah, now I'm in it. I love it. I die sometimes from the workouts, but it's super awesome. Love working out now. We do this like 3 times a week, so yeah, it's super awesome.
Okay, so you know, I think some of the other people in the class have similar backgrounds. You know, they used to be really fit or into dancing or running or something in the past, but then they kind of maybe fell out of it for a while, and so this class helped them really get back on track. And so, Des, you know, this is your cousin, and you helped inspire her to get involved in the program. Tell us about some of her progress so far that you've seen throughout the class.
With her, I've seen a lot of progress. You know, like she mentioned, she has a dance background, so she's used to intense workouts, and not so much with weights, but just the intensity, as far as the intensity is concerned. She's used to that. But like she also mentioned, she kind of stepped away from it, and that's why I encouraged her to start up again, because I know that she's used to being at a certain level of fitness, and she's been kind of throwing the idea around of wanting to get back into some sort of regimen. So I encouraged her, and since day one of Core 6 and now in Core 4, I've seen a lot of progression just with her strength levels, physically, but also mentally. You know, she kind of pushes herself to use a heavier weight, or, you know, just do more than she did the week before, the week prior to that. So mental strength I've seen, physical strength I've seen, and the actual numbers have shown her progress as well. From our last weigh-in or stat check, she lost a few inches off some areas and gained some inches in all the good areas. So yeah, overall she's had progress tremendously.
Okay, so definitely saw a lot of progress. That was Core 6 that, you know, wrapped up. There's actually another one going to be starting up soon. And so, you know, tell us, you know, some people are intimidated. I know Core 4 right now, what we're in is for a little bit more advanced, but Core 6 is opening up again in January. And like, people watch this segment, they see the kind of workouts we do. It's not easy. It's definitely intense. But, you know, what would you tell people who are thinking about it, but they might be kind of intimidated?
So, I mean, like I said, I was a dancer, and I wasn't really used to, like, going to the gym. Going to the gym is really intimidating, honestly. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of, you know, mental strength, but it's honestly so much fun. My coaches, Greg and Des, are so amazing. They walk you through, like, all the workouts. Make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard to where, like, you hurt yourself, but then everybody else in the class as well makes you feel comfortable. Yeah, everybody is super awesome, and we all motivate each other. So it's not like a competition where we're like, it's an unhealthy competition. It's like more group work, very supportive.
Like a family. So what about, you know, weights? You said you were a dancer. You didn't really go to the gym. You know, people get intimidated when they see these 25-pound weights. I mean, what would you tell people about that?
Well, honestly, when I first started off, I could barely lift anything, like not even a 5-pound. I just had to do like mostly body weights. But for the most part, now that we've been, you know, doing all these weeks and all these workouts, I'm like now to like 10 pounds, sometimes 16 pounds, and that's like a huge deal for me. I'm still working on the push-ups, but yeah, honestly, they really train you the correct way. They watch you throughout the class, make sure you're doing your forms right, so yeah, they're really helpful.
Don't worry, I'm still working on the push-ups too.
Yeah, I'm like shaking, but yeah.
So how would you say that this class has affected your life overall? You've definitely, you know, you saw some results from Course 6, but what about your confidence or just how you feel, more energetic, anything like that?
Yeah, so when I did stop dancing and I wasn't doing any type of physical activity, I did feel really sluggish. I was like tired all the time, and I just didn't feel as in shape as I was before. But now that I'm in it, you know, I'm more energetic, I want to get things done, and my confidence is like so much higher than before. And I mean, anytime, you know, you go through this type of like journey,
yeah.
like it changes you completely, just not like physically, but mentally, spiritually, and you really find yourself, so yeah.
I think that's definitely something I can relate to. You know, we all have made a lot of progress together, and it's definitely something where you feel kind of like more confident, like you're doing better for yourself. So just to wrap up, Des, you know, people for Course 6 that's starting in January, give us a little bit of a preview of what people can expect or how they can find out information.
Well, the promoting or marketing for the program will be starting really, really soon, but we already locked in dates and times for everything. If anyone is interested, there will be information on Facebook, on Instagram. We'll be talking about it on these segments weekly, but you can also just call either location, the Agana location or Dedito, and ask the front desk, and anyone can help you out with details on the program. But it will be starting up in January. We're looking at January 7 for orientation, and the week right after, starting on Monday, the program will kick off for the next 6 weeks.
Okay, and are you signing up for course 6?
Yes, of course. I don't think I have a
She doesn't
choice
have a
anymore.
choice. Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna sign you up. Did you sign up already? Because I'm gonna do it.
All right, thanks guys. Well, stay tuned. We'll have more on Core 4 and Core 6 after the break.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más. Health, home, and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafene, and welcome back to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. I'm here at Paradise Fitness Center with Chris and, of course, Coach Greg. So, Coach Greg, we're here halfway through the Core 4 program, and today was definitely super intense. You guys kind of picked up the intensity a little bit. So why the change in the workout routine? Or tell us a little bit about that.
Well, with Core 4, you know, this is the longest we've ran a program with a group. So the intensity is going to have to increase because like the program starts out in Core 6, it's a progressive program. And with the way the group has been progressing, you know, we have to kind of keep things changing in order to keep the progress going. Not to mention the strength levels are increasing. The endurance levels are definitely a lot higher than what they were before. They went from holding planks for like 20 seconds to now you guys are doing what, close to 2 to 3 minute plank holds. So the intensity is going to only get greater for this Core 4 program because of where the group is at and how the group has been progressing. So of course today we switched up the format a little bit. We went with something completely foreign to the entire group just to kind of keep the muscle confusion going and just keep the bodies guessing.
All right, so Chris, how was today's workout? How are you feeling the stepped up intensity here at Core 4?
I didn't really like it. I was wondering like who made Coach Des and Coach Greg mad because it's like they were taking it out on us. But you know, progression, yeah, we did a crazy workout, and what I think is amazing is that even after you know, what, like 8 weeks, 9 weeks of this, they still find ways to challenge us. And you know, the workouts themselves aren't necessarily so difficult, but the way they combine them and the order they put them in, like especially today, we started with, you know, weighted workouts on the upper body, which, you know, going in cold is something we're not used to because a lot of time we start with the cardio first. And so we did that, and I was like, whoa. And then we went into the cardio, which was just insane. It was just insane. I mean, cardio, I don't like cardio. There's definitely, you know, a lot of great value to it, but you know, it's one of the things I fear, and so I get really anxious when we do the cardio. But when we're done with it, I mean, you feel really good, you know what I mean? But they definitely pushed it, and then to end the class with the core exercises was just nuts, you know what I mean? And Coach Greg is right. I mean, our endurance levels and strength levels must be up because we endured this whole class, and you know, core exercises, like you said in the beginning, just doing 20 seconds. Looking back, I pray for a 20-second, you know, plank now. I mean, we're doing, and there was something with the timer where we're supposed to do a minute, but we ended up doing like a minute and a half instead, and I was like, haha, very funny, guys. And they try to make us feel good. You know, they say stuff like Coach Des is like, oh, I'm dying here with you guys. And I'm like, come on, give me a break. You know what I mean? But hey, like the group mentality, we're all in there, and it was a hard workout, and we're all struggling and suffering together. But, you know, hey, you know, no suffering, no results, so I'm down.
Definitely. And so, you know, we both started out a couple months ago with the foundational fitness program offered here at Paradise Fitness Center. Now we're moving on up to the little bit more advanced program, Core 4. You know, but Coach Greg, so now that we're stepping up the intensity, I think this is something that, you know, people in the community, just people who are working out on their own can take a lesson from. Because you can't just, you know, a lot of people just stick to their normal routine, maybe their 60 minutes on the elliptical, but they shouldn't do that, right?
No, and the thing is, the human body is very, it's a very smart, I don't know, it's pretty much like a computer. It's going to adapt to whatever you throw at it. If you're constantly doing just the same routine, eventually your body's going to max out at that capacity. And if you never push past that, there's going to be no real way to stimulate new results, new growth. That's why a lot of people find that they either stall in their fat loss journey, or even the guys that are just in the gym trying to get big. I mean, if you're not constantly challenging your body with different apparatuses, whether it's weight, food, cardio, you're never going to see any real results through your training program.
Okay, Coach Greg, so, you know, for people who are doing workouts on their own, what would you tell them, when are they too comfortable and when should they step up the weight or step up the workout?
To be quite honest with you, for me personally, every workout that I do is going to be different in some way or fashion. Whether I'm changing the order or I'm changing the rep base or the rep scheme, just the different exercises. I personally believe if you keep your body guessing on the daily, it'll never have time to fully adapt and become stagnant. Now, if you're in a state, you know, some people want to do a program for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, that's fine, but eventually, like I said, the body is going to adapt to what you throw at it, and if you're constantly throwing it at the same thing, it's just going to end up becoming stagnant and not going anywhere.
All right, thanks, Coach Greg. Well, definitely never the same day twice here at Core 4 at Paradise Fitness Center. Well, stay tuned. We'll have more health, home, and lifestyle after the break.